Okay. Um, this video is for my YouTube. Um, I kind of wanted to let you guys know what I've been working on. I realized I'd been a little quiet. I hadn't posted anything, I think, in about a week. Um, but I wanted to show you at least the interior pieces of what I've been working on for the last couple of months. This piece, this house and everything, was completed during the month of October for a show that happened in November. Now, wait a minute. Now I'm getting all in here. Yes, if you've been around here, you know that my cinematic skills are somewhat lacking. So let's pop you into a. There we go. But you can see I've been working on, this is a house I designed myself. It is called Katieland 1.0. This is a bit of a love note to all of the dollhouses and such that I had as a child. And when doing research, because this piece is based on a Peter Hunt piece that he did in the 40s, which was also a dollhouse. He only made one. I'll put a link in the doobly-doo about Peter Hunt so you can see who he was. And while doing the research, what led me down this hole was Built-Right dollhouses from the 40s that were made of cardboard and paper. And I found that kind of fascinating. I'm one of those kids that was the origami kid in your class. And this type of paper furniture kind of had a heyday. And the Built-Right houses were over once the Second World War was over. And then you see the advent of like the steel, the metal Marx doll houses. I just keep flashing this one piece. These sorts of pieces were also popular in magazines and children's magazines. These are from, this piece right here is a Hans Christian, forgetting his last name right now. And he worked for the Illustrated Family Journal in Europe, and they would have pages that you could cut out and make furniture. These are some of his designs, which I think are just absolutely lovely. I really love this particular set. Some of these are kind of hard to come by, and the fact that I know who he is very cool because you don't always know. The one that got me down, like going down a rabbit hole, is this particular piece. And if you've been on Pinterest and you type in paper dollhouse furniture, you'll see this. The most I've been able to find out is I think this illustrator has the last name of Poul. It may be Pouj. And that's the thing. I'm not even sure that that's the person who did these pieces. They're French. They are pre-World War II, so you can kind of imagine France was kind of a mess during and after the war, so you kind of lose. Things have been lost. I've been researching. I need to do more research and find out who this person is, but I fell in love with these. This is the one that says Un Salon Moderne. So this is like 20s, late 20s, early 30s. And I started making some pieces where you can see very quickly this is just two chairs that I put together. But there are other pieces that I put this one together. I like this one with the tiger print. I pulled this tiger from a Japanese Match box design, and I absolutely love the tiger. And I was able to get, I think it looks pretty good. I like kind of how weird and abstracted it is, where you get the tiger, but you only get parts of the tiger. I like the little little nails here. But you can also see I'm doing things where I'm adding, because I need the furniture to be a little stronger, I'm adding in, this is foam board under here, and this is some bamboo. I'm adding in things like this little bed here. This little bed is pretty much, if I just made it, this is the same designer, the French, and you can see if it's just put together. With this one, I just colored underneath it, and I added in some extra bits of this paper, which is a heavier paper underneath it. And I didn't do much to this other than print it at a high resolution. I did go in and do some, my background is a graphic designer, so I did go in and do some slight modifications with sizing and DPI, dots per inch, dots per, pixels per inch. I don't think they say dots anymore. They say pixels. That's how old I am as a graphic designer. But I really started kind of figuring out how I could modify some of these. This one is from a probably late 40s, early 50s. I purchased this furniture on Etsy. I don't know if I know which one I purchased it from. But it was totally inexpensive. It was like less than $2. And again, went in and started making some modifications. And then this particular set, let me see, here's the little bed that goes with it. It comes completely white, and then you just color it in. And you can see, if you've seen my artwork, you kind of know I do lots of different things. You can see the house, you know I'm an artist. A little bookshelf. I started kind of, I can never kind of just sit with a design. I have to do something to it. I really like how elements of how this little shelf came out. It's from this same like late 40s piece, because it's like a complete house. It's got a bathroom and everything. But there are elements to it that I don't like. So I think at some point I'm going to, well, I know at some point I'm going to be redoing this piece. And when I say redoing, when you look at, this piece that started me off, I've been going through and creating new pieces. And when I say new pieces, this is from the same, if you look at this piece and this piece both went together, you can see that I went in here and I changed out. I think this is a burled wood pattern. If you know what a burl is, it's wood, but it's like a big knot, and yeah. But you can also see that I've added in some of the painted paper elements that I like to use. I've added in, pardon me, I just burped. I've added in legs that will kind of, the fact that I've printed this on something that's a little heavier, and then I'm gluing in some really inexpensive things to help support it. Like I said, this is some scrap board, some cardboard. I've also been using on this, not this one, because you can really see what the chair looks like underneath here without all of that. With, say, this one, I've used some dollar store foam board in here, and I just wrapped the painted paper around it. There's some smaller pieces that I've been kind of messing with to see. And when I say messing with, I mean experimenting with. Can I make this sort of thing work? And what I've learned here is I need to have a mirrored piece. So there's something on the back. So if it's moved around, you're not going to see just this icky stuff. There are some pieces that I've heavily modified. Let me see if I've got any of it in here. And when I say modified, I've basically gone in and redesigned the piece to an extent. And I don't have any of them right here. Mostly because I just went and had a bunch of things printed, a bunch of the designs. And my patrons, let's see, we're doing the living room right now. So my patrons are getting all of the living room pieces, which is like 3 different kinds of chairs. And let me see, where else? This is the problem of when my studio gets like this. It's like, I can't find anything. I can't find anything. Here it is. Here's this other chair that I absolutely adore. This is another chair done by that same artist. And basically what I've done is for these pieces is I've gone in and made some alterations to make them a bit easier to fold. A lot of the ones like this, it's a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. So sometimes you'll start to get like little faded areas. And to begin with, it's printed on newsprint. This was not intended to be something that is, handed down to your grandchildren. This was something that little kids did for funsies on a Saturday when it was rainy outside. You know what I mean? To keep them occupied. But I've made modifications and changed around. The way this chair goes together is absolutely ingenious. So my patrons, who, here's my shameless plug here. My patrons get all of my furniture designs for free. And the one really super, super cool thing about this is that I'm doing tutorials on how I put them together, how I work with them. And then some of them I've begun even modifying more. This is the little wardrobe. Sorry about that glare that goes with the bed that I showed you. And I've added, because I am a doll furniture maker, or a miniature maker, miniature lover, I'm showing not only how you can just do it, cut them out and glue them together, and it's cute, it's fun. It's something you can do with your kids. That's really cool. And it's a little nicer to the environment, I think. I'll put this little doll up here. Put her up here with the other ones. A little nicer to the environment because, they grow out of this. It can go right in the recycling bin. It also is a neat thing to put together, like a model. But I'm showing you how I'm putting these together, but I'm doing it in like rooms, like the living room is what's being done right now. That's why I'm showing you all like these little couches and things like that. This is like the 40s couch, which, oh good Lord, this took forever to color in, but I really like how it turned out. I loved using these papers on the back because it's such a juxtaposition from, this very tame sort of thing on the front. But I'm doing the living room right now. I'm getting ready to do the bedroom is almost done. And all of these are downloads. So you can it's not like you have to wait in the mail or anything. You just download it. And if you want to just do it out of paper, just for, like I said, for funsies, and then you discover you really want to do something more like this, in that putting some board or something in there, or figuring out how on the little sideboard, I'm for this one, I want to cut this piece out. And this one I haven't included. I included a different one. This one I'm going to do, but I need to do a little bit more designing for it. Does that make sense? And I'm going to be, the bedroom stuff is an art. Half of the bedroom stuff is a known illustrator, Nandor Honti, which I've done some changes to some designs that he did for McCall's in 1926. That's like super fun. And then there are going to be some of these, like this Hans Christian. It's HCM, and I looked him up and I found out who he is. I've got it written down somewhere, but I can't think of it right now. I want to say Maccabee, but that's not it. And some of these things like this, I just want to do straight up. I just think that's absolutely fabulous. The way the wood pattern, the way he drew the wood pattern in is just amazing. And then for some of these, I came in with paint pens and added little glints for where the little gold pieces are supposed to be. And I solidified this one up. I do have to make a couple of changes to a couple of his designs. And that's simply because there needed to be more of something somewhere on a couple of these bigger designs. So, you know, that's, I mean, how cool is that? Because a couple of the designs, they needed bigger pieces. This was just an absolutely ingeniously put together piece for a piece of a toy that a child would make. And these are more like 19 teens, early 1920s. I definitely have an age that I want to work with. But all of these designs, even, you know, the ones that I'm straight up just, you know, I'm cleaning these up. I'm making them a bit neater and tidier, getting rid of, like for a design like this, just this kind of stuff, neater and tidier. For these, some of these are just straight up new designs. But they're all made available for free to all of my patrons. So again, shameless plug. But for that, you get access to all of these things, and I'm going to be building another house. But it's not going to be exactly like this one. It's going to be a different house. I have a different plan in mind. And again, if you've hung around here, you know me a little bit. You know that, like, I don't do anything like, how would you put it? Normally, it's not to be expected. However, if you want to do something and make nice little furniture, you can do that. As you can see, I'm really bad at selling myself. So that's to kind of update you on what I've been doing and what I'm continuing to do. I'm not really posting a whole lot on Instagram because Instagram's gone a little funny. And I'll just leave that as it is. Most of my posting is YouTube and Patreon. And for those of you who do decide to sign up for Patreon, my Patreons are really cheap. Please sign up. I'm very poor. And now comes the begging part. You get a newsletter, you get access to me. I don't know why you would want access to me. But I like answering questions. Remember, a graphic designer, former art teacher. So if you want to have some fun, come on over. Throw some, toss a coin to your your artist. I was thinking, okay, I can't make Witcher into anything else. Anywho, this was a weird video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.